Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Welcome to Around the Turnbuckle. I'm the Big Alboski. That guy right there is Professor Keith, as always. And joining us is the one, the only, La Crema, Tony Leyenda. What's up, man?
A lot of things are up. I'm doing great, as you can see. I look great, feel great, have incredibly beautiful muscles to match the beautiful face. What can I complain about?
Sounds good to me, man. All right, so before we start talking to Tony, guys, this is our 3-year anniversary right here today. 3 years ago, the professor and I had our first Around the Turnbuckle. It was a round table. Please, we beg you, don't go back and watch it. But if you feel compelled to do so, it was a round table of guys. It was me, the professor, it was Heel Turn Harry, and our friend Tom. So shout out to those guys if they ever watch this. Thank you for being on our first ever Around the Turnbuckle. We didn't know where it was going or where it would lead, but the professor and I will get into that after our conversation with Tony Leyenda. Okay, first we got a comment from Big Dave Motorman who says, congratulations, guys, on your 3-year anniversary. The successful vision, bringing us fans, awesome entertainers nationwide, and also congrats to the doors you've opened for yourselves. And Tony, too. Cool. We have another comment here. Chris Vant is here. Thank you, Chris, for supporting us these entire 3 years. He watches every single episode, Keith. So we love you, Chris. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yes. All right. So 2 years ago, Keith. 2 years ago, not 3. 2 years ago, around the fall, we had this man on here. And he had just captured the 3WA Heavyweight Championship from Wyndham James Winthorpe III at their anniversary show. And since then, he has been on a tear in the indie scene, not just in New York, not just in New Jersey, not just in Pennsylvania, but Texas and all over the country. So where I want to start this interview off with was, Tony, since we've seen you last on Around the Turnbuckle, talk about your last 2 years of Tony Leyenda.
Well, since our last little conversation, I realized that I was missing something, but I was looking for that said something in the wrong places. I was looking for that something within the fans, within the wrestling industry. Oh boy, what happened there? And I was just, I wasn't happy. And that's when I found myself. And when I found myself, I switched the gears just like that and started capturing gold, different states, different locations. And I'm just kicking butt, taking names, and doing what I'm designed to do. And that is being a professional in my craft, because I am a professional.
Name some of the competition that you've come across over these last 2 years. You don't necessarily have to shout out like where those matches were or whatever, but name some of the names you've crossed paths with in the past 2 years.
You know, it's too many. You know, I've gone through the Gabriel Skies, the JTGs, the Azriels, the what do you call that guy? That guy with the Vinny Pacifico. A lot of talent from that's been on AEW. I wrestled Action Andretti right before he got signed. Gave him a little butt whooping. I mean, I've been in the ring with the best of them, and it seems like I'm still having to earn my keep because, you know, quite frankly, no matter what I do in the ring, and no matter how dominant I am, not to mention I've been a champion for the better part of two years running in different promotions. It's like I'm not quite there yet for some reason. I'm starting to think there's something out against me, like politics and a lot of clownliness that I don't associate myself with, because the fact of the matter is, I'm just that good now. I mean, Tony Batista was good.
Yeah.
You see in front of you, he's on a different level. And I mean that in every aspect of the game. I'm not talking about, the in-ring work. I'm not talking about the look. I'm not talking about the promo. I'm talking about a man who merges all skill sets into one to become that professional asset to any company in this world. But yet, you find me working my independent show with no problem to that, but it's like somebody's holding me back, and I don't like it. I'm looking forward to what the year is to bring to me because I'm going to break down doors and keep doing what I do best.
Chris Vance says he was hoping for big things for you, Tony, for the next big step. Where are you now? Like, where are you now to make that next big step?
Yeah, so two things. First, you need to learn your we and we are's and were, all right? So learn proper grammar, all right? Second of all, it's a very ignorant question because it's really easy to find out exactly what I've been doing and how I've been doing it and the fashion that I've been performing. So the fact that he asked that, it's a little bit annoying to prove once again that these fans are very fickle. It's like I risk my life every single day, but no matter how hard I do my job and how good I do it, it's like you guys want to see more violence, jump higher, be more dangerous, so you guys can get off, only to forget it tomorrow. So Chris Van is a prime example of the ignorance this industry has to deal with. It's a dumb question. What I've been doing? You kidding me? I'm champion 2-3 times over. I'm champion right now at Super Crazy Professional Wrestling.
Yeah.
I am AAW's Tri-State champion. Okay? I am also 1/3 of the greatest tag team in the independents in Massachusetts. Why 1/3? Because we operate under what we call first-class rules. And in the first-class rules, we can interchange champions at any given time. So yes, I'm 1/3 of a tag team champion. What else do you want me to do? I just flew in from San Antonio, Texas, doing what I do best. I am that much of a sought-out talent out in the independents. And yet he's asking me what I've been doing? Man, open up Instagram. Open up a PWI championship roll call where you see my name as a dominant champion. It's real. It's right there in front of your face. The fact that he has to ask proves the ignorance that this world has.
Thundercrack Greg is here from our friend from Alabama. He says, "Oh snap! It's Tony Leyenda."
That's right. That's right. He has a little bit of more common sense. My kind of guy.
Well, he's a fellow wrestler.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So whenever he wants, I'll smack the crap out of him too.
I'll pay to see that, to be honest with you.
I think he'll take you up on it, knowing Greg.
Making it huge all over, yes. He is. And you know, I'm wondering, you know, since you've been kicking asses and taking names in all these states, since you've been winning championships, a multi-decorated champion all over the country, while you're doing this, you have momentum building. You know, the question remains then is, what do you have to do now so that we see you on TV every damn week?
Well, I'll answer that in two ways. One, the quick way is for all you fans out there that truly are hardcore wrestling fan, you guys go ahead and subscribe to IWTV. Starting June 5th, I'll be a part of a company called Fight Pro, which is airing episodic television starting June 5th for 13 weeks straight. The season finale airs live. Well, it's being filmed live on June 25th via the Monster Factory, where my partner, Tony Bennett, and I will face Dog Nation for the first ever Fight Pro Tag Team Championship.
We've heard of them, Professor.
Yes, we have.
And we look forward to smacking Cat Nation and becoming the first ever Fight Pro Tag Team Champions. And you can find that on IWTV, Fight Pro Wrestling. Now, what I have to do to elevate myself to the next level? Well, I don't know. I haven't deciphered Da Vinci's Code yet because it seems like I'm getting better and better and better. And the feedback that I'm receiving is reflecting that, but yet I'm still not there. So I hope you can see through this screen the frustration that's emitting from my pores. Because
I can hear it.
I'm frustrated, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I think so.
He deserves to be shaking it up with the best of the best on a national scale. So what do I have to do? I don't know. All I can do is control myself. But make no mistake, every day I grow angrier, my skill set becomes that much more better and intense. So I feel sorry for the people that I face moving forward because I'm hot and I'm ready.
I'm excited you're going to be on IWTV weekly starting June 5th. I mean, that's something we could just watch. We could, watch live stream it. If anybody has like, streaming TV, smart TVs, that kind of thing, or even on your phone, you can watch it.
That's right. Again, June 25th, Fight Pro, and that's fights. With
You said June 25th.
June 5th, but the
June
live 5th. Season finale in which we will crown a whole host of champions, to include the tag team champions, will be filmed live June 25th, Paulsboro at the Monster Factory.
There it is. The hottest new big dog around. No disrespect, just asking for a call up to the big leagues. Attitude is great. You know what you want.
I do. I've been long, it's deeper than manifestation. Like if you call it put it in the universe, it shall be. It's not even about that. It's just addressing the facts and responding with facts. If this person is this good, then he belongs to be in a certain place. And quite frankly, I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied. And even though I'm doing great, I'm making money, and I'm living a luxurious lifestyle, I think I want more. In fact, I know I want more. Why? Because I worked for it.
Mm-hmm. It's a fair point. And you and I talked about that many times, many times over the years, that you're looking for that NXT call up. You're looking for AEW. You're looking for bigger and better things. And I know you have it in you. You know you have it in you. And I can only imagine the frustration of knowing that, working as hard as you work, and it's not coming.
Right. It's like, what do I have to do? Who do I have to beat down? Whose butt do I have to kiss? Because if that's what you have to do, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to do it. But if that's what's missing in my arsenal, then I guess I have a long road ahead of me. But I'm not liking certain things that I'm seeing, especially without me being in the scene. We had that conversation a few years ago, Professor. Yes, we did. And I was a little bit humble. I was reserved because I didn't want to ruffle the wrong feathers. But you know what? I'm speaking my honesty. I'm speaking the truth. I'm calling it how I see it. And now I know that I'm not delusional. I'm not missing anything. It's all there. Too bad you guys haven't been afforded the opportunity to experience Tony Leyenda. I mean, a real maldita crema experience live at 3WA, because they've been dodging me. I'm going to call them out right now. I'm going to give you a little backstory. I was training hard the way I normally do, and I took a big spill over the top. I fractured my left knee. Yes, I did. I took time off. I recovered. 3WA never called back. I don't have any heat with them. They definitely better not have heat with me, because I ain't do nothing wrong to them. Not that I care. But It seems like the champion never got his follow-up match that I deserved as a former champion of that illustrious title in 3WA. Are they scared of something? Are they worried that I'll go back there and dominate? Can they not handle my attitude? Can they not pay what I earned, what I deserve to be paid? I have all these questions that I'm proposing out to you guys, because you guys are affiliated with TWA, aren't you?
We are.
We absolutely are. We are the commentary team for their weekly program on YouTube called 3WA Carnage.
Yep.
Professor and I are the commentary team for that. And we know that the current 3WA heavyweight champion is main event Michael Mars. Somebody that I know you know very well.
Yeah. A true veteran, a true veteran who's been all around, up and down the roads in this industry. Everybody who knows wrestling knows Michael Mars.
Yep.
Admirable as his career has been, I lack a little something called respect for him. No offense to him. He is a top-of-the-line wrestler. To me, I am not impressed that he's champion, because he could be champion anywhere in this industry. So I'm not impressed. I expect it of him. But I don't respect him. I don't care. He has to respect me. He has to come up to my level. And I'd love to challenge him for that title and beat the crap out of him and take that title and add it to the collection and become a two-time PWA champion.
Not a heck of a lot of lows across
No
history.
offense to him. I mean, my lack of respect is not because I don't value his work ethic. I know he's good. I admitted it. He can be champion anywhere. It's just, I'm not gonna just succumb to the he's Michael Mars. He's been to WWE. He's been to WWF. He's done all this. He's done this. I don't really care what you've been. You got to deal with the new school. Tony Leyenda, el futuro, el mejor, el único. Y no hay nadie como yo.
So, I mean, you've been in the business now since, correct me if I'm wrong, since 2017?
2017.
2017. So we're talking 5-6 years now. 6 years.
6 years.
Going on 7. What is the most valuable lesson that you might have learned along the road as far as your career goes?
Do your thing. I'm going to say my coach taught me that. I'm not going to tell you which coach. Let's just say that I had spent a little time with him this last weekend. You could put 2 and 2 together. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Do your thing. Sounds simple, but there's more to it. And it has a direct correlation with the conversation we've been having. Instead of questioning what I have to do or this and this and that, do your thing. And once I got the confidence to do my thing, as he recommended, I've turned into another gear. I mean, I live on level 10, and it never comes down to 1. Because if you're going to deny me what's owed to me, I'm going to go out there and prove every single day why you're messing up for not allowing me to have it.
So in almost 7 years' time, you've taken on all comers. You've been in tag matches. You've been a tag champion. You've been a singles champion. You've been champion all over. Is there anyone out there on the indie scene that you have your eye on and you would like to take on that you haven't yet?
Nope. Here's why. Again, it's not a fact of disrespect or respect. If I name one, I miss the other. Here's what I want. If you are looking at Around the Turnbuckle right now and you call yourself a professional wrestler, please highlight, underline, put it in italics, put it in bold, the word professional, and you're that good. I want to see you in the middle of that ring, because if you have the courage to do what I do for a living, then that warrants a certain level of respect. Absolutely. I don't care if you have this crazy, illustrious name. I don't care if you're up and coming. If you think you have what it takes to be a professional wrestler, and if you earn your right to call yourself that, then I want to see what it's all about in the middle of that ring. And then I want to do it into the next person in the next town, in the next state, in the next country. And I want to continue to do that and collect championships everywhere I go. I don't really care about names and all that stuff. Do I want to wrestle names? Sure. But more important than names is I want to wrestle the very best this industry has to offer. So it's not about a specific person. It's about a whole host of people who've been there, done that, and who are worth the time to actually engage in combat in front of a whole bunch of people. That's what I want to do. Iron sharpens iron. Therefore, I want to be in there with the very best. Can't say a person. Do I want to? I mean, sure. Would I want somebody that has the history, the pedigree of someone who was in WWE, NWA, MLW, or any of the big promotions out there? Sure. Come on, line them up. I smack the crap out of their mouths too. Done it before. I'll do it again. But I'm not gonna limit myself to that, because I'm smart enough to know, because I'm a professional. I study my craft. There's a lot of good talent out there that's not getting their fair shake, just as I am. And you know what? I want to meet those people as well and create magic in the ring, and of course, walk out victorious.
Chris Vant has a question again. He's back. He says, did you have that match, win or lose, that you thought, wow, this is why I do this?
No.
Not yet?
No, not ever.
Not ever.
The whole lose, I just can't fathom, can't grasp that concept of the word lose. I'm here to win. I'm here to make money. I'm here to make championships. I'm here to make history. There aren't many people like me in the industry. I'm talking about a man of my caliber, my stature, of my look, of my wrestling acumen, and of course of my nationality that's doing this, what I do on a national level. So I feel like I offer something fresh. So I know why I do this. That reason hasn't changed since day one. But win or loss, I don't want to hear about what losses, because when I lose, and I'm not satisfied. From the moment what I will say is, from the moment I step into the industry and I receive that reaction, or something happened, just gave me goosebumps, and something happened that it told me that, this is not a one and done situation for me. I have to make this a career. This is what I thought I loved wrestling when I started training.
Yeah.
I really fell in love when I started working full time. It's an indescribable feeling. But this win and loss thing, Chris Van, I don't know what you're talking about. A win is a win and a loss is a loss, and a loss never feels good.
So, yeah. So moving forward, do you have anything coming up soon? Because you do wrestle all over. So, if anybody's following you, like, you said last night you were in Texas, you've wrestled all over the country. So do you have anything coming up soon that you want to talk about? Any event that you're going to be a part of?
Sure. Coincidentally, I was urged to not wrestle for the next 2 weeks for a specific reason. But 2 weeks, I'm fine, which is good, because I'll be traveling. I'm a man of means, a man of resources. And I'll be traveling for the next 2 weeks to different states. I'm not going to tell you, for operational security reasons. And then I come back on a Sunday for Fight Pro, Paulsboro, New Jersey, at the Monster Factory, June 25th. And then from there, I'm going to make my rounds. I'm going to go to Super Crazy Pro Wrestling, where I'm champion. I'm going to make my way to Delaware for 1CW. After that, I'm going to work my way to Springfield, Massachusetts for NAW, New Age Wrestling. And then I'm going to work my way back up to, I want to say Jersey again, but I'm booked so far out that right now I just can't think. But I'm pretty busy. If you want to see me, I'll be in South Jersey next month. I'll be in Delaware, Houston, Delaware, and then I'll be in Springfield, Massachusetts for your fans who are up that way. Skipping a hop from New York City, about a 2-hour drive, not too far from Boston. I mean, I'm all over the world, you know what I mean? And I'm traveling. I booked a few tours. I'll be traveling to other states. Like, I booked a 5-day tour. I want to say in October in Missouri. I may be going to Illinois here in a few weeks. Let's see what the promoter has to tell me, because I'm a man of business first.
Right.
The price has to be right, or I'm not playing. You know what I mean? You don't pay, I don't play. I'm an elite athlete, and I shouldn't put myself out there. I mean, risking my body for the enjoyment of you fans, or a handshake. Those days are long gone.
How has your wrestling style? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Of course, you can follow me on social media, and because I'm always promoting the shows that I'm at, cutting promos, doing what I do best. Oh, look at that! He's a professional wrestler. Go figure. I'm promoting a show.
How has your wrestling style evolved from the guy we met on Around the Turnbuckle 2 years ago till now?
So the wrestling style hasn't really evolved, I would say. I've always been aggressive. I've always been intense.
Yeah.
My thing now is, I was lost for the better part of 6 years. I was lost, and I needed that admiration. I needed that fire, that energy from the fans. Now my motivation is self-contained. It's there every single day. It's there when I wake up. It's there when I go to sleep. I am subconsciously motivated when it comes to the professional wrestling industry, and now I'm fueled by whatever desire and motivation that drives me on that particular day. So now I don't need the fans to fuel me. In fact, I can't stand the fans, because I realize that the fans don't really care about me. That's my personal opinion. I feel like the fans want to see me kill myself and then go home to see me do it even more extreme the next day. They're very fickle. They're pieces of crap, in my opinion. They're uneducated, they're ignorant, and they don't deserve for me to grace them. But you know what? Because I love this industry, I'm going to give them what they want, but my way, so long as I get the match that I want to propel myself to championship glory. But I'm still intense. I'm still incredibly, how do you say this? Wrestling is not fake.
No.
And if there's ever a doubt that I'm lying, then I suggest that you come see me do my thing. And then you come tell me if it's fake or not. And that's pretty much what's changed right now.
So, when you said for the greater part of the first 6 years, you were more concerned about the admiration of the fans, and now that you've changed that attitude to "I'm going to do what I want" attitude, and I don't care what the fans say, I'm just going to, make my mark in this business, and I'm going to do what I got to do. That guy that does that now, week after week, month after month, whatever, where did that guy come from you? Because the last time a lot of our audience saw you, that guy wasn't there yet. Where did he come from?
It's just every man. I believe that every person has their breaking point. And you either, at that point, sink or swim. You succumb to all the challenges and you just say, I throw in the towel, or you become a man and not a pacifying, sucking beta male, and you push forward and you make something of your adversities. Because that's what's lacking in this world. There's no resiliency. We have no men. We're soft. I'm a walking example of what Americana is. You say, well, he's Dominican. I'm more American than I am than anybody watching this podcast is. And I'm a living example through that. So I push through adversity, and I'm just saying, you know what? In spite of the challenges that I place in front of me, I'm going to break those obstacles down, and I'm going to do it my way because I know that I'm equipped to do so. And that's it. That's what it's all about.
Chris Vant is back. He said, love the attitude, the fire you have. Be the best and hope big things come soon.
I will say thank you, but he's saying things that I already told myself. Again, I don't need the admiration of the fans because I already told myself, and I speak to myself every single day to reinforce what I truly believe. Therefore, when in my actions, it becomes fact, it becomes reality. So all he's doing is saying what I tell myself every day, and I don't need another man to reaffirm me because I am a man among men. I'm a champion. So I don't need a common folk reinforcing how good I am. So yes, I mean, he's speaking factual. I can't knock him, but I don't need it, quite frankly. I just don't.
So let's talk about the big event on June the 25th, since that's nearby where our audience is, because
Yes.
Monster Factory is in New Jersey. And, we broadcast I'm in Pennsylvania. The professor's in New Jersey. A lot of our audience is from the tri-state area. So they're within driving distance of this event. So let's talk about that event, because you mentioned you and Tony Bennett will be facing Dog Nation for the tag team championships.
And I'm gonna throw something out for you guys and for your fans as well. Breaking news here. I'm doing it again. I'd like to offer you guys a promotional code where if you use this code, Fight Pro will reward you with 15% off your tickets for the live taping on June 25th.
Nice.
If you go on fightpro.com, is the website, you go ahead and purchase tickets and use the code Tony, you'll get 15% off to you and your fans to buy a ticket to see the very best in the professional wrestling industry do what they do. I'm talking about seeing the general manager, Prince Nana of the Embassy of All Elite Wrestling, Brett Titus of Ring of Honor and NWA, the Tonys, Dog Nation, teams like Primal Fear. You have a whole. Oh God! Listen, I could pull out a list right now of a bunch of people that are going to be on this show because it's almost ridiculous. If I pull out this list right now, you see, there's no way that this card is that stacked. But the fact of the matter, it is what it is. For example, for the first ever Premier Hybrid Championship, you have Rhett Titus versus Logan LaRoe. The Grappling Championship. The grappling is a woman-specific division. You see, Fight Pro is very rule-oriented. It's going back to the tradition of old school wrestling, which I don't like the term old school because what's old is new. Wrestling is wrestling. Right? So you have Gia Scott versus Tiny Lee. You have Dog Nation against the Tonys. Again, use promotional code Tony. No space. You have LSG against the Savage Gentleman Victor Benjamin. Look at that. Are you kidding me? You have the Golden Era from the Monster Factory against Primal Fear. Primal Fear, in my opinion, all three of them, it's the best trios in all of the indies. All of the indies. And you get to see it there. You get Tim Spriggs versus the legendary Delirious.
Yeah, we've had a run-in with Delirious.
You get the world-famous Cheeseburger. You get the Goons. You get the Lost Boys. You get Savannah Evans from Impact Wrestling versus Harleen Lopez. And just the list goes on and on and on. That's a stacked card for 2 tapings, 2 live tapings, which will air in the season finale of Fight Pro at the appropriate week. Because again, Fight Pro starts airing June 5th on IWTV and it'll run for 13 consecutive weeks, season 1. Tony will get you in there at a 15% discounted rate, and you get to see some of the best professional TV wrestling out today.
So let's talk about
your fans, and I expect you guys to be there because if you guys are local, you'll be foolish to miss such a great event. Not because I'm gonna be there, but the card is just stacked. I'm calling it a fact. I'm just calling a spade a spade. Yeah, you want to see me do my thing because I'm the very best. But let's be real. That card is just completely stacked.
Well, I appreciate the promo code for Around the Turnbuckle watchers, those who watch Around the Turnbuckle. Remember, go to, what was that website again?
FightPro.com.
FightPro.com and enter the promo code Tony and get 15% off your tickets. That's pretty cool.
It's Fight. FIGHTT. 2 T's.
2 T's. And so let's talk about that match then, because let's talk a little bit about your partner for those who don't know as much about Tony Bennett. Okay. Talk a little bit about him, and then we'll get into talking about Dog Nation.
Tony Bennett, former contender of the first ever Cruiserweight Classic for WWE. Out of the Monster Factory originally, a legitimate shooter, specimen of a human being. They want to make fun of him and say he's the small Tony because I'm the big Tony. Make no mistake. He'll wrap you into a pretzel. He has a great physique. He has amazing wrestling acumen, and he's incredibly gifted. On the ropes, on the mat, whatever you want to do, he'll do it. And under the infinite wisdom of Prince Nana, they made us into a makeshift tag team. Almost like we don't know what to do with this guy. We don't know what to do with that guy. But there's something there that's put them together. Wasn't happy about it, not gonna lie to you. But after we first started working together, we developed this thing called chemistry.
Yeah.
Now we find ourselves in the championship picture. And we look forward to June 25th. I feel like even though we are the least experienced tag team in the whole division, I feel like we have a hunger that other teams can't match. We have speed, we have power. And if I don't say so myself, we have incredibly good looks. You can't beat that anywhere. As far as Dog Nation, I know exactly what they're capable of. Mind you guys, as I was reigning dominant as the triple W8 heavyweight championship of the world,
yes,
Dog Nation was right there doing their thing in the tag team division. They are a well-oiled machine. In fact, many times I'll watch their matches and I'm like, that's a freaking tag team right there if I ever saw one.
Yes, indeed.
So we're taking them very seriously. But make no mistake, I'm going to smack the crap out of them. And when I get a hold of them, I'm going to hoist them high into the sky. I'm going to tag my partner. And he's going to fly off the top rope, but I have one of those suckers in the powerbomb position. He's going to come off and give him a crossbody, and I'm going to break his back ever so gently. And they're going to be seeing stars. And us raise those tag team titles high in the sky. And then we're going to go sip a martini because that's what my partner likes to drink. Yes, he does. And we're going to sip on it. And we're going to find ourselves a whole bunch of girls. And we're going to celebrate until we can't celebrate no more. And then show up back to Fight Pro to defend the title. And then repeat that cycle over and over while making a lot of money doing it. That's the plan. That's what I'm sticking to.
Professor, you've been awful quiet over there.
I've just been taking it in and catching up. I mean, that is quite a show. And I mean, just you and Tony Bennett versus Dog Nation, and how good Dog Nation's gotten. I think most of our audience is very familiar with that. They held their own against Chris Masters and Carlito not too long ago.
Yep.
Just what, a week, 2 weeks ago, they got on the wrong side of Demetrius Arion and the Barbarian. But still an impressive outing. And I mean, you talk about, like you just talked about, you know, you're in a tag team where you were underestimated. It sounds like Tony Bennett was underestimated. You guys are now together. You can use that. You can use that rage. You can use that frustration. It's going to be happening.
Yeah. It's almost like just a lack of disrespect, I thought. But, you know, sometimes my anger can get the best of me. And not I knew exactly what he was doing. Sometimes you just have to listen to the old man, let them guide you, walk you to the promised land. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, he was right. And now we're here, just counting down the days, June 25th, to win my first legitimate tag team title. I told you earlier, I'm 1/3 under the first class rules, ODIFC, the best faction in the history of this business. And I'm talking really. And we'll get into that a little bit later if you guys like, because I need to give them a shout out too. But
absolutely,
truly won a tag team championship. Now that has Tony Bennett. So we're just adding layers and layers of this motivation to why we want to be tag team championships. Yes, we have each other's back. Yes, we like what we do in the ring. Yes, we do protect ourselves. And man, we're becoming a legit tag team from working out together, sipping on martinis on Martini Mondays. I mean, we're doing the tag team thing. But we're hungry for tag team gold.
It sounds it. All right, so talk a little bit about that trio that you guys are forming, the greatest trio in the Indies at this time and place.
Trio. It's a faction.
How many are in the faction?
As of right now, we have 4.
Okay.
So I got to tell you something. Never has been done before, likely never again. We are the first of our kind. We have a group of Dominican specimens. I mean, it's in-ring generals that's just doing the thing at a higher level. We have Johnny Santos, el hombre, el dueño.
Mm-hmm.
We have the lit superstar, the chosen one, Sebastian Cage, which is a high-flying extraordinaire. We have professional wrestling's Big Papi, known as Big Cuzzo. 6'5", 310 pounds of raw Dominican muscle. And then, of course, we have La Maldita Crema. 6'3", 228 pounds, because I've been dieting, of just sex appeal and just raw strength. And we are doing the thing like nobody else can. We're talking about in-ring work. We're talking about promo. We're talking about the look. We're talking about living the lifestyle of a first-class man. We're known as ODIFC. And right now, don't sleep on us, because we're creeping our way up. And we're going to get what's ours. We're going to get it one way or the other. And there's no one in the industry that's doing that. I'm talking about a group of men who can reach out to any demographic. Whether it's doing it in English for the American fan base, whether it's doing it in Spanish for the Latino fan base, we are covering all avenues of what it is to be in this entertainment industry. And if you're sleeping on us, then you're just purposely being ignorant, because we collectively are a force to be reckoned with. ODIFC, first class. Don't forget that name. Follow us on social media. There's a lot of good things coming.
And ODIFC stands for?
Can't disseminate secret information, but your job is to know that first class stays first class, and the only 5 letters that matters is ODIFC.
ODIFC. You got that, Professor?
I got it.
Got it. Good. Good. So, we've talked about your past 2 years. We've talked about your present and your near future. Where do you see Tony Leyenda in 5 years?
In 5 years, I'll be making even more money solely through professional wrestling on a higher scale. whether it's signed to a big company, whether it's flying the world, doing what I do best. That's the plan. Period. There is no other vision. And then once I get to those big companies, the next vision will be becoming champion. Because just as bad as I want to get signed to a company, I want to be champion at said company. Because I'm not going to be out there just floating around, being happy to collect a paycheck, sitting at catering, doing nothing.
Yeah.
I have a specific set of skills, and it needs to be showcased to the world.
Is there I hesitate to ask this, but say you were signed by the end of this year. Okay. By the end of 2023, you're signed by, I'm just making this up, by NXT as a developmental contract. Is there certain stars in NXT or WWE that you would love to work with?
Nope. Answer remains the same. You're a professional wrestler, and let's say you're working at that high level, signed to probably one of the greatest companies ever.
Mm-hmm.
Then we owe it to ourselves to shake things up in the middle of that ring and see who truly is the best. Because it's not about this. This is what's wrong with the industry. Is this fallacy that these names. I hear the word oftentimes when I talk to certain people. They'll say, "But you're an amateur wrestler." Or this person, well, he's an amateur wrestler because he's signed and you're not. And that's a fallacy. I'm a professional wrestler. So if I'm a professional wrestler, then what do I care if it's The Undertaker or if it's Carmelo Hayes in NXT? What do I care? Yes, there's a certain mystique to both characters. I'm not saying that. I'm not dumb. I understand my business better than anybody else. I'm a historian. I really study my craft. But what I'm trying to say is a wrestler is a wrestler, and no matter who the wrestler is, I should not limit myself to saying, well, I just want to wrestle that one person. No, I want to wrestle that one person at the tippity top, but I want to wrestle everybody else under. I'm talking about the whole food chain up and down the ladder because everybody has something to offer, and I want to test my mettle. And the only way you truly get better is by wrestling every single body because everybody is just that talented at that level. I'm talking about, here's an example. There's X amount of players in the NBA on a team. Not all of them get to play because not all of them are that good to play. But they're all good, and they fall into this elite group of men who actually made it to the league. So that doesn't take away from their skill set and their talent. It's just that when they're at the top level, their talent level, relevant to where they're at, is not that advanced, I guess. But doesn't change the fact that there are still professional athletes. So why should I treat professional wrestling any different? My sport is a sport. Therefore, if you are a professional wrestler, you're a true professional wrestler, I want to face you. Now, don't make a mistake. I want the top guy. You have that strap, I want it. Because that's what we're here for. I'm here to be top dollar. I'm a main event fighter. I'm a prize fighter. So why would I not want to be in the main event? I'm not going to be here. I'm not here to waste time and lollygag. But when I'm traversing through that journey, I want to face the best of the best. And trust me, this industry is filled with a lot of great talent.
Professor, what is your definition of a professional wrestler?
I think Tony just summed it up. He's right. You can't get bogged down with names. You can't get bogged down with, well, I'm here, this guy is over here. Like Tony just said, you're right. You know, you can make qualitative judgments. You can say, well, if you're in the NBA, you're still a professional. You're good enough to be in the NBA. How many people are good enough to be in the NBA? Now, yeah, maybe you're not Michael Jordan. Maybe you're not a starter. Maybe you're not the guy that plays every day. But you're still better than 99% or so of every other basketball player out there because you're at that elite level. But at the same token, if you work hard enough, if you dedicate yourself to your craft, that's the only way you get there. The idea of saying to somebody, well, you're not here right now, so you're not good enough, or screw that. Keep going. You'll get good enough. And sometimes too, maybe it's the wrong scouts are looking. Maybe you're out there and the show you're at, the talent scout is at the show down the road. Sometimes it's just bad luck. It's not even about skill. It's just about right place, right time.
That's it. A professional is a what textbook definition? It's like an expert in their craft, right? A professional.
Mhm.
This is a sport. This is a craft. This is a way that we provide for our families. Is an actual occupation. Therefore, it's treated as such. I am a professional wrestler. We could argue. You could argue that I may cheat to win. You could argue that you don't like me. You could argue that you may not like my new attitude. You could say anything you want, but at the end of the day, you cannot say that I'm not a professional. You cannot say that when I wake up in the morning, I think in wrestling, that I have to worry about my nutrition, my workout regimen, my in-ring exercises, my promos, the look, everything. You know, the stuff that you don't see. Well, me personally, because I don't post on social media, like, look what I'm doing. Look how hard I'm working.
Right.
I don't care. It's not your business. First of all, I live a very private life because a man of my means can just afford to walk around the streets all nonchalantly because people are out there to do bad things. And God forbid they try. I'll knock them out right in the middle of the street. No problem there. I've done it once, do it many times again if I have to. But I keep myself very private. But my hard work is not necessarily, you don't see, you know, the what you see is the end result of my hard work, but you don't see me get there. I take my job seriously. And I'm not talking about one, I'm very multifaceted because to me, it's not enough to be good in the ring. To me, it's not enough to be good. I mean, shoot, I was born good looking. I'm not really working hard for that. But it's not about just working out in the gym and making my muscles big. It's just, you know, it's about doing every little thing, every little aspect of what it takes to be a professional wrestler and try to mesh it into one. Because it's hard to master one part of professional wrestling, let alone 5. Mm-hmm. But a professional tries his best. And even though they're not the best yet, you can see signs of improvement. And that's a true mark of a professional. And I think I'm there. Am I at my best form yet? I haven't even hit my prime yet. I believe that because I believe I have more to give. I mean, now you may argue that, well, you shouldn't feel like you have more to give if you're that good. Well, I always want more, and that's where my professionalism comes in. I expect more of myself than you as a fan, whatever. I need more, and I need more.
Is there a place, and we've talked about, you got things coming up with IWTV, with Fight Pro. Is there a place where people can go and see some of your past matches?
I mean, if you just go on YouTube and type in Tony Leyenda Wrestling, a whole bunch of people post a lot of stuff, promos, wrestling matches. If you have access to Fight TV Plus, I was on Fight TV last week for Shadow Wrestling Alliance. You know, YouTube matches, YouTube matches up to Wahoo. You can also follow me on Tony Leyenda at Instagram, Tony Leyenda on Facebook, and Tony Leyenda 08 on Twitter, and you can see a whole lot of content there. That's just the way of the world, you know. It's there. It's there easy pickings. If you really want to watch what I'm about, my verbal skill set, my communication skills, my interpersonal skills, my physicality, my athleticism, it's all there. I put it on Front Street. So why not take advantage of that while you can?
Absolutely.
Have you, since the last time we seen you on Around the Turnbuckle, developed a way to finish your opponent?
Well, I have a move called the Starstruck, it was working in 3WA, but it wasn't as effective. I have fine-tuned it. I have made the necessary adjustments to make it more effective, and I've been breaking back since. I have a whole bunch of moves out there that I do. I'm not going to go ahead and say you could probably watch some on YouTube, but I like to be more spontaneous. I'm not married to any type of move set, but let's just say that I gear my stuff to whatever I incapacitate first. If it's your ear, then I'm going to find something to demolish your eardrums. If I happen to just break your hand or I see a deficiency in your hand, then I might just attack that. If it's your back and your neck, then I might just try to just break your back. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not married to one skill set. I'm very versatile. I'm very flexible. because a champion should be as such, and that's a true mark of a professional. Sometimes you get curveballs thrown at you, but lucky for me, I'm a baseball player. When I get a curveball thrown at me, I just hit it the other way.
Well, man, we're getting ready to wrap this up, and the professor and I are going to talk about our 3-year anniversary. But before we do that, is there anything that we have not talked about during this almost hour now that you would like to talk about before we get out of here?
Well, we haven't mentioned the fact that I'm becoming incredibly good looking. The years are going by. It's been 2 years. I'm becoming incredibly handsome. My muscles are growing bigger. This is ridiculous. It's almost uncanny. I don't know if this ever been done before. I'm supposed to be aging, but yeah, as they say, I'm aging like fine wine. I don't see how I'm getting stronger and beautiful and faster and richer, by the way. But I'm growing incredibly frustrated, like we covered earlier.
Yeah.
But other than that, we pretty much cover it all. I'm a champion in multiple locations in multiple states. I'm doing my thing. I'm debuting in other states now. I'm talking about New Jersey, Pennsylvania, multiple parts of Pennsylvania, Delaware, Virginia, West Virginia. I mean, I'm going down there. I just flew from San Antonio. I'll be going to Missouri. I mean, everywhere. You know, I'm just doing my thing. Might be going to Puerto Rico soon, Florida. I mean, gosh, man, I'm doing the thing. Follow me on social media. Really follow me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. Puerto Rico recently had an event down there, and they've been craving professional wrestling down there for a long time, and they showed it at that event. I mean, they were crazy the entire event. It was a WWE Premium Live event, but it didn't matter. They just wanted wrestling so bad. They were crazy. They were crazy the entire event.
Puerto Rico has always loved its wrestling.
So imagine if La Crema goes on there and gives them what they want. They're going to see a tall, dark, handsome man. They're going to say, wow, this is what I paid my hard-earned money to do. To see that gorgeous young man do what he does best. The girl's going to go crazy. The guys might be a little bit frustrated, but deep down inside, they might be inspired because they've never seen something like me. And they say, man, that's what I want to be. And then I'll be there to remind them, I'm happy to inspire you, young man, but you're never going to attain this. So please, just stick to reality and just be happy with your mediocre life while I'll do great things. And those women, they're not going to come home with me. Come on, please. I'm a man of means. But they can dream about it. And it's all about inspiration. That's what I'm here to offer. See, I'm a humanitarian. I'm doing great things in and outside of the ring. Somebody should give me an award. Call the president. But it was your pleasure to have me on this show. I'm going to go ahead and say congratulations for your 3-year anniversary. And
Thank you.
There'll be no doubt in my mind that there's more to come. And maybe we could do this again. Maybe we could have my crew ODIFC on. Maybe Tony Bennett. I don't know. I can make things happen. You know, a phone call here, a phone call there. We can make history around the turnbuckle. They don't want you to take a message to PWA.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we can do
I want
that.
you to tell the administration that no matter what they do, they don't really have a true champion. Why? My heavyweight championship was, for lack of a better term, stolen from me. If you don't remember that last match.
We do.
I remember.
Yep.
I got hurt training because, once again, I'm a professional and things happen. You know, it happens. And I never received my rematch. Where's my championship rematch clause? Are you guys afraid that I'm going to go in there and dominate? The fans are craving me. They're DMing me all the time. I'm ignoring them because I don't have to answer to anybody. But the fact of the matter is, 3WA is not conducting themselves as true professionals because I am a deserving champion. And quite frankly, I'm better than anybody they have to offer. And I really mean that. I'm better than that punk JT Cage. He can't walk him out of my wrestling boots. He wants to be the former hardcore champion. He had a great run. But if I smack him just once, I'll make him run and cry to his mama. He's not man enough to mess with me. He's not. I'm not a hardcore wrestler, but I'll smack the dog crap out of him. Michael Mars, a real veteran in this industry, no offense, but not fazed by your accomplishments of the past. Because while you're living in the past, like that was the future. And the future is not 2 months from now. The future is right now, this second, moving forward. Because I'm still making history as every day goes by. So I don't know what it is. They're afraid and intimidated. I don't know. Don't really care. But what I do know is that I have unfinished business at 3WA. However,
Sound.
if they're gonna have the balls to contact me, they better come correctly because I'm a businessman first. Remember, I'm a professional.
Mm-hmm.
You don't book it, I don't cook it. You don't pay, I don't play. And I want you to relay that message to them.
We will do that.
We'll do that.
We will do that. In the meantime, Keith and I wish you the best of luck in the upcoming big event at Monster Factory on June the 25th against Dog Nation with the Tonys. Yeah. We also wish you the best of luck in everything else you do in this business. And we don't think we know that someday Tony Leyenda will be a household name.
Yep.
Could have said it any better myself.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Tony. And we'll see you. We'll see you next time. If you can make that faction interview happen, we'll be glad to have all those guys on with yourself, and we'll talk shop and whatever you want to do.
Absolutely.
Of course, you name the date, and I'll set things up. I'll set things up.
Making things happen. Tony Leyenda, there he is. Thank you very much, Tony. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care, guys.
There he is, Keith, Tony Leyenda. So, Keith, we're going to wrap this hour up with the fact that I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to you for being on this journey with me for 3 years, and everything that's happened to us, we deserve, because we've never, ever asked for anything. We've never, ever, started this thing with the intentions of dipping our toe into the business. And I feel that's what we've done. These things are happening to us because we went into this thing just for a bunch of guys want to talk about wrestling, but we love it so much that what it has evolved to since we met a man named James Brickhouse, shout out to him, is what it has evolved to is a place for wrestling talent on the indie circuit all over this nation, and we've even done some across the pond, to come on our show, tell their story, tell where they think they're going, where they want to go, what they want out of this business. And if anybody has never heard of them before, let us know who you are. And I love that. I love that we are that platform. I love that people now contact us, where it used to be the other way around. I used to have to chase down wrestlers. 2 years ago, I would just be either at the shows, just talk to somebody in person, say, hey, you want to be on the show? Or I'd go on their Facebook Messenger and I'd be texting guys, hey, you guys interested in being on the show, blah, blah, blah. Now they come to us, and that's an honor and a privilege that they do that.
Absolutely. And
we're not going to stop this platform. This platform is available for any professional wrestler within the sound of my voice. Even if you've never met us, send me a message. We can hook you up. We usually book weeks ahead of time. I have the next 3, but thank you to you, Keith, for being there with me the entire time, and for being there, the partner in crime for 3WA. It's an honor to call matches with you. I get excited every time we get close to it. When I'm driving down to Quakertown, I get really, half nerves, half excited, because I can't wait to sit there and call matches with you. And this last one, the 3WA anniversary show, you were so emotional for several of those matches. The whole night you were emotional, but Wolfman versus JT Cage, you were really, really emotional about that on both sides of the coin. And then the main event, you really got into that too with Dog Nation. So thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being with me on this journey and being the professor and doing everything you do. The other thing I want to say before I let you say whatever you want to say is thank you to Chris Vant and Greg Winters and anybody who's ever commented on our show or has come on our show as a guest, any wrestler, any referee, any promoter, whoever you are. If you were ever on Around the Turnbuckle, we appreciate you to the max for all your support, and anybody that watches this show. We appreciate it, and we're going to keep it going as long as humanly possible. As long as we have air in our lungs, we're going to keep this thing going. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to the professor. There you go.
How do you follow that? No, seriously. I mean, I echo everything you said. You know, it's been a crazy ride, and I don't think there's any way we could have even come close to predicting what this is now, what it's turned into, the opportunities we've gotten, the opportunities we continue to get, the opportunities we'll get in the future. I'm so grateful to, like Al said, every one of you that's watched, that's come on the show, that's commented, even those of you that probably watch it every week and don't feel like saying anything and just lurking. I get it. I tend to be that way myself. This is definitely all new for me, the idea of putting myself out there and anybody cares. So I thank you guys more than I can say for that, giving me that confidence in myself. And I mean, just, yeah, what a crazy, wonderful stroke of luck that turned into a lot of hard work. I mean, Al especially does so much behind the scenes that you guys don't even see, with, you know, getting flyers, getting people booked, talking to people at shows, making connections, all of that stuff. I mean, I do it too, but not to the degree that he does. They're not even close. So thank you so much for that. I mean, he's the guy that had the vision in the first place and believed in it in the first place. And man, I love it. I love doing it every Sunday. I love going to 3WA and being able to do that. And hopefully I can figure out, you know, some other places that we get involved with, figure out what my niche is there, because I know not everybody wants to have a commentary team. So maybe I'll have to figure out, you know, if I have a skill set beyond that.
I still think you have that evil manager in there somewhere.
I might, and I know there's a couple of people that have talked to me about doing that for serious. And
we'll get Mean Mark to teach you how. You know, you should go down to Dungeon University and get Mean Mark to teach you how to take bumps. So if a wrestler gets, you know, irritated at you, you know, you can knock your socks off.
Yeah. I've been thinking about it more and more lately. We'll see what happens if I finally work up the nerve to say let's give it a try.
So the professor, and I will be in Quakertown. They postponed yesterday's Norristown Throwdown to October. So now 3WA's next event that we're commentating live is at the end of the month, the fourth Saturday of June. I don't know what date that is. I don't know if that's the 25th.
That is the 24th.
24th. So there you go. The 24th of June in Quakertown. That's when we'll be in Quakertown again. And I will be at SWO in July the 17th for their next event, where I am ring announcing. I'm going back to ring announcing. So I'm excited about that.
I'll be there in the stands. I believe we have a guest coming for that.
We do. We do. So in case you guys don't know, the guy who comments on all of our shows, Greg Thundercat Cable, Greg Winters, whatever you want to call him, whatever he wants to call himself, I should say, will be coming up to that SWO show. The professor's going to be picking him up from the airport, and then he's going to be staying here at Casa de Big Al. The wife's already approved that, Greg. So just in case you wondered, yes, we already got it. We got plans. We got all the things set up. We're going to have you set up downstairs in the living room. We're, you know, good. And so you're going to be staying with me, then coming with me to SWO. And, you know, Ace Dallas, Prince Piranha, the Wolfman, and several others have said that they can't wait to meet you and talk to you in person. And who knows? Maybe they got a spot for you. That'd be something for us to see you guys live, to see you live wrestle, because we've talked about it and we've seen plenty of your videos, but we've never actually seen you in person live. So that'd be an extra added bonus. But I mean, if it doesn't happen, I know none of us are going to be upset, but if it does happen, that's going to be awesome. So that'd be great. That'd be absolutely great. So we can't wait to meet you, Greg. And big shout out to you for all your support and all your advice that you've given to all the young talent, especially the young talent when they come on here and they're, 6 months in, a year in. We appreciate you for coming on there and offering your advice. And we can't wait to meet you. And that's going to be coming up soon. So in the meantime, Professor, we'll be back here next Sunday.
Yep.
Same bat time, same bat channel for Around the Turnbuckle. And with that, I think we're going to shut her down, no?
I think so. I'm just going to say, love all you guys, and we'll be back and doing it again.
So see you guys next Sunday on Around the Turnbuckle. For Professor Keith and Tony Leyenda, I'm the Big Al Boski. We'll see you guys soon.
You think you know me?